Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at Tesla, Goldman Sachs, IBB, Apple, Amazon, BABA, Nvda, and JPM. We file the daily, weekly, monthly time frames, and we use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. And guys, if you like my videos, please subscribe to me on my YouTube channel, which is StockBookie. And plus, we do live streams, intraday action, and go over a lot of other stocks during that. So come join the fun. We're trying to do something on Sunday mornings as well. So come and join the fun, bring a symbol, and let's go through some stocks and try to find ones to make some money. All right, let's get to the daily Tesla chart. And we actually had a pretty good push up today. You know, looking at the intraday, let's go to the intraday. Oops, we did short this one. We did pull off a buck. We were upside down a little bit. We hit the 200 MA, popped up, never confirmed, came right back down. And you know, I was going to cover the rest right here, but I don't mind that we're still under these MAs. I hope we don't, you know, we're in a half position still, so hopefully we don't gap up. If we do, I'll be adding more right. Let me go to the 60-minute. 60-minute chart, I'll be adding more right in this section here, 192. So I already sold half for a buck. If it goes up in my face, I don't have a big position, so I'm not too worried. If it goes up into this big breakdown bar tomorrow, I'll be adding more up here just to let you know. But let's go to the daily. So we had a couple days down after it went up into the 50 MA, and then right back down, and then right back up into the 20 MA. So right now it's in a weak stance. You're below the MAs and just kind of chopping around. This is a slight bearish pattern. Retrace up, get all the longs back on, slam it in their face, and now we're holding double bottom here. Let's see if we just chop around inside this bar, or do we try to gap up and go for the 50 MA in this trend line up here. So tomorrow will be an interesting day for Tesla. Short term, we could bounce up, or you know, do we reverse and go back down? It's going to be a market trade. So if the markets are slow tomorrow, the SPY, the IWM, this could have a mind of its own and go up or down. So we'll see. Weekly chart. Weekly chart again, still just down inside bar on the week, chopping around. You know, we got to get back above the moving average before this thing does anything. At least above 195, then the 203, and then the 209 area. But you know, I just think this, you know, personally, this is setting up to go lower. Period. 150, 140. That's what I'm looking at on this one. I mean, slowly but surely, we're starting to fade. So markets fade, we'll definitely get lower prices on that one. Goldman Sachs. Now this one I think it had 15 upgrades in the last 2 weeks. Guys, I mean, on the daily chart, this thing from back in January or July, I mean, June, July, it was where was it? Down in here, about 138, and now we're at 228. When stocks run up, or even right here, let's go here, 175 to 228, a 50, 60 point run in, you know, a month. It's just, you know, this was a pretty good bullish pattern, you know, to get the pop up. We had a lot of resistance up in here, so they had to, you know, upgrade it. We have the sloping trend line. We had the double top. We had this gap fill. I mean, we had so many things that, you know, I guess it could be going for double top. I don't know. You know, you have an area up here around 234, so we'll keep an eye on that, and then around 239 and ultimately 250. So if it goes up to 250, I'm going to add more. I don't care. You know what? I'm underwater. I have a swing trade and I have a short-term trade. I'm getting my butt kicked, but you know what? That's trading. But we did cover Aetna. We covered Humana as well today, HUM, or covered half position. So in the meantime, guys, when stocks like this are blowing up on me, I still have a decent sized position that's not going to kill me overall. I had a great year. I'm scalping stocks still. I'm still doing short-term trades. You know, I mean, we took Nike the other day. We took Ulta the other day. We covered GIMO. We scalped Halliburton. We took the SCO long, you know, a couple weeks back, killed it on that one. So a couple trades upside down really isn't going to kill me. But man, when you get moves like this, you got to start shorting this thing. This is just parabolic, guys. Look at the charts. Look what this thing does. Straight up, down, retrace, down, retrace, down. Comes back up, look, boom. You know, and this isn't even really parabolic. This is just chopping, chopping, chopping. And then all of a sudden you get to this, you know, double top here, and boom, retrace, boom. You know, what do you think this is going to do? If you are not short Goldman Sachs, you can add here. Wait, and just be sure you have enough to add at 250 just in case it goes. So if you're, you know, if your total position is maybe 200 shares in this, take 50 here, another 50, you know, maybe another 10 bucks up, and then 100 at 250. This thing's coming back down. It's just a matter of when, guys. So just be patient with this one. Let's look at IBB. IBB, this is another one that's just been getting its butt kicked. We've been shorting this one. We've covered half. And I want to try to get a little bit more. You know, I was thinking about covering here, but I really like this gap fill around 161, and we're still below the MAs. Try to go for the 200 today and just didn't quite make it. So right now we're just kind of chopping around in this inside bar. Let's see if we go sideways for another week or so. Then I think we're setting up for lower prices. I'll probably sell half of the half here. And I'd love to let a quarter position run to the 242, well, 245, 250 area. That would be awesome for this one. So if you're long this one, tighten those stops, unless the market just stays buoyant. Because honestly, on the weekly, we have an inside bar bullish pattern. We are holding the 200 MA, but on the weekly close, if we close below all these MAs and get down here by the 618 or so, look out, guys. We're definitely going into this lower trend line down here. And then we'll see. Maybe we'll go long here. I don't know. I got to see where the markets are sitting and see where the SPY's bouncing or where that's coming into support or whatever. But let me tell you, if this thing gets below here and fills this gap, I mean, honestly, we could go to 240 easily. So just be careful. If you're long, just be buoyant on this one and just make sure it doesn't catch you off guard and then they slam it on everybody. Apple. Apple's just been the sour apple. Just can't get going, guys. You know, I'm an Apple guy. You know, I've had Apple stuff all my life, and this one we had a nice retrace. It started setting up in a bullish pattern. We talked, if this thing starts going up, you might possibly fill the gap, get the 118.74, and here we are. We're back underneath the 20 MA, and gosh, it's just not looking good. So if you're long Apple, and if the markets start to come in, this thing's going to fall. We're definitely going to 105, maybe 100. I still think we're going to at least 100 and then 90 and then 75. If the markets really start rumbling. So just be careful with this one. Tighten the stop if you are long. And if it does start going up in here, you know, think about chiseling some off, you know, maybe double top. You got the window here. Just be careful, because this wasn't a bad bullish pattern, but all of a sudden it just starts slipping. And man, Apple's one of the leaders. If it's not leading, there's something going on. This one's talking to us, guys. So be careful with Apple. Let's go to the weekly chart real quick. Weekly chart too. I mean, we're an inside bar bearish pattern. We go a couple more weeks sideways like this, we're going down. And I'm thinking right here, 96. And ultimately, we're going to 89.90. And then I think we're going lower. There's a gap fill right around 75 bucks. And stocks love to fill gaps, guys. You know, I hate to be the burden of bad news, but, you know, I'm just looking at these charts going, man, this is just ugly action. You know, then you got oil all over the place. You got JPM flying. You got Goldman flying. It's like, what? What is going on here? You got the Tesoro flying. What, like Nvda just kept going up. It's pretty bizarre action, guys. Let me tell you. So Amazon came right back into the 618 retrace, the 20 MA. So if you're bullish on this one on a daily, you got to get above the 20, you got to get above the 50 and these high pivots here, and then I think we could come up and fill the gap. This thing comes back up to 840 or so like that, we'd definitely be a short on this one. You fill the gap up in there. But right now we're a little bit on a bearish sentiment. You're still below the MAs. You're above the 200, so that's a good sign. But if this thing starts cracking below here, hits the 710, I still think this thing's going to 690 or so, 692, this pivot. And you have a gap fill right around 679.80. So one day at a time on this one. If you look at the weekly, though, weekly has a little bit uglier of a pattern here. You have a down, you have sideways underneath the 20, consolidating above the 50. This is telling me this is setting up for possible lower prices. So just beware on Amazon. You might get some pops and drops here, but if this thing definitely comes back up into this trend line here, I am definitely going to full on short this thing. Bob, good old Baba. You know, this is one I was telling you all along. Just get out of this thing. Get out of this thing. Just let it come back down. You can buy at cheaper prices. And right now, it's almost 20 bucks cheaper. We've talked about the monthly on this one being a high flyer. Once it gets away from the 20 moving averages, that far it will come back. 20 moving averages is 82 bucks. So this thing can easily go back to $82. So just be aware of that, longs. You know, and if you are long, tighten up that stop, because right now it's just slowly bleeding. We came down. This is more of a bearish setup. Then the next fall, a little bit bearish. Next fall, trying to retrace it. Now it's falling again. We're pretty much a double bottom. You have a gap fill right here around 87.35. You know, in the 200 moving average. But if this thing keeps going sideways, I think it could blast right through that. And I think we're heading down to this gap right down in here. I mean, we still have the 750 retrace 61850. You know, right here we have the 7736. You know, we have a gap around 7636 too. So you got to be careful with these guys, especially the ones that just kept going and going and going. The time will come on these. They always do. So on the weekly though, you know, same thing, just kind of a slow bleed. And a little bit of bearish pattern here. This thing's got to get back up above 97, 100. I mean, you know what? Actually, it could make one more run. If it makes one more run, shorten again. So that's what we're doing with BABA. So longs, tighten it up. If you're short, you know, just hang on. If it comes back up, let it go back up, because eventually it's going to come back down when the markets come down. Right in that time frame, guys, where anything's possible other than the light volume keeping these markets up. We had 67 million on the SPY. Not too much conviction, so just be aware of that. Nvidia now, monthly chart, you know, still stretched. This thing will come in. 43 bucks is the 200 or the 20 moving average. I'm still thinking easily 67, 60, and then right in the $50 area. But you know what? It's a monthly chart. Sometimes it takes a couple months. That's why we haven't done any puts on this thing. I mean, actually, today would have been the day to do some puts. 2 days up. You get one more day up in the double top. You could probably put a put on, but make sure you go out until probably February and just ride this thing out, because if we have some turbulence in January, this can easily come down and fill this gap down here around 67 bucks. And if you're in a put at 95, that wouldn't be a bad trade. Let's see, weekly. But again, be patient on that one, guys. Weekly, you know what? You chopped around, you pulled back real nice. Everyone was getting excited, and then boom, right back up. So don't get too excited yet. It's really not telling us anything other than you have a little bit of a rounded top. So let's see on the weekly at least. So let's see what happens this week if we can start getting, you know, below the $90 area on the close. I don't know if there's any news. All I know, well, I do know one thing. Janet Yellen speaks next week, so that could cause the markets to cry a little bit. JPM though, another parabolic mover. This thing just keeps going too. You know, when you get stretched, it's at 66 bucks is the 20 moving average. Then you have double top around 70. This thing's drives me crazy. Drives me crazy, guys. So yeah, so you had a little bit of an inside bar bearish pattern. And man, this one was looking good, and then the 20 MA started curling, and then it just took off. Volume came in a little bit more, so you have some buyers in here, possibly some short squeezing too after the double top, because once it got to the double top and broke that, everybody thinks this is a breakout now. But we are following this on the weekly. I want to see this thing close up in here, maybe 85, 86 at the end of the week. And then I want to see the following week this thing keep going. If it can't, I'm looking for a possible reversal candle, maybe engulfing a lot of this garbage here. But right now we got to close above 82.36 by the end of the week. And then maybe more upside. If it comes right back in, then I'm expecting a little more downside. So let's keep an eye on this one as well. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. Again, subscribe to my YouTube channel. We do some live streams lately during the intraday. We try to do them around 12 o'clock Eastern time. And we do it for about 2 hours. We look at you just bring the stocks. We'll look at anything you want to. We'll try to figure these out. What I love about it, people are bringing stocks that I've never seen before. We've taken GIMO. We've taken this one short, and look at that one. I mean, that was great. Bam, right down. We called that one really good. We did this one too. DPZ. We covered half of DPZ already, and as it was going up, so we took it as it was chopping around here. It came in. I covered half. Came right back up, started adding, and boom, it's coming right back down again. So we're hopefully going to get this trade. Same trade again. We'll cover half again. I'm still expecting 141 down in this area. We also took, where was the other one? This one. I don't even know what it was. GW Pharmaceuticals or something. We started shorting here on the double top. Yeah, look at this. So it goes right up, comes in, retraces up. We short it, boom, boom, and out. That was another great trade. We took on Humana. We covered half of that today down in here. And then we took on Aetna too. What was that? EAT. Nope, I don't even know what that is. Aetna. Gosh, I'm running out of time, guys. Nope. Hello, AE. I don't even know. Well, Aetna too. We took short on that one too, and it was a great short. All right, guys. I got to cut this one off. Thanks again for watching my videos. God bless. See you on the charts. Aetna, don't forget that one. Thanks. Bye.